Okay, so welcome everybody. I am your host for tonight's session. I'm Sam Igrube. I'll be leading you on how we are designed, how above average have been designed to help you build a wealth portfolio. How above average has been designed to help you build a wealth portfolio. That is the whole idea of what we're trying to do here. So stay with me. Let me quickly share my screen. It's going to be a very smart session. We're going straight to the point and we're hitting this and making it a wonderful time for everybody that has taken our time to connect. So just a minute, let me share my screen there. Just a minute. Just 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, so we are getting on the way straight up. Okay, so we are live now, and I'm sure you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, let me know so that I'm sure that we are running together. So building your wealth portfolio with Sam Igrube, building your wealth portfolio with Sam Igrube. So welcome everybody again. This is going to be one of the most exciting sessions you'd come across because I did a lot of work to this and made sure that it came out as I wanted, and so that many people will be able to appreciate what we do with the above average ecosystem. So what we are doing here is to help people build wealth portfolio using different instruments. So I'll just take it one at a time. So first thing we need to look at is anything you devote the most energy and become intentional about, you get good at it. You need to know that anything you devote the most energy and become intentional about it, you get good at it. So here's a proposition for you. How about getting good with wealth accumulation? Most times we think that wealth or money is secondary. We do every other thing. We are not intentional. Like I was sharing with a young lady today, I said, you finished first class in school because you were intentional, because you took the effort, you did extra classes, did all you needed to do to be able to finish first class in your class. The question is, have you been that intentional about accumulating money? Have you been that conscious about accumulating money? And frankly, she said, no. I said, that is why you're not first class with money. You're first class with your academics because you devoted the energy to that. You're not first class with money because you have not devoted any energy to money. You just think it's one of those things. So that is one of the things we try to make sure that our people don't fall into that trap of thinking that money is secondary. The next thing I like to talk about there is something that I learned from the richest man in Babylon. A man's wealth is not in the bank account. You need to know that nobody that has made a fortune, his money is not in the bank account. A fat bank account quickly empties if no golden streams, if there's no golden stream to fill it. What that means is, it's not about the stash of money you have. It's about a system, a flow that flows money into your account every now and then. As you're spending it, is flowing in. It's called cash flow, baby. As you're spending it, is flowing in. That's the whole idea about one of the things, most of the things I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. And I pray that you stay with me. Now, one of the first things this is one of the things that used to mess my mind. I used to wonder, how would a young man, I mean, you are young, this is your prime, this is where you have the most energy. You're even a male in Africa, that means you're disadvantaged. Even if you're a female, you're disadvantaged. So long as you're in Africa, you're already disadvantaged. With all those disadvantages, you don't have vigor, you don't have drive, you don't have passion, you don't have desire to live a better life. I used to try to make people build that desire, but I finally realized that the first step towards riches, like is written Think and Grow Rich is desire. If someone does not have that burning desire within them, that thing that makes you not sleep, that thing that makes you want more, even when your circumstances, situations around you suggest otherwise, you somehow just want more. You want more, you want to be more, you want to have more. That is the first step. So until a person sits one day and have a conference and say to himself, I've been working for 20 years, working for 30 years, where is the result? Until somebody comes to that day in their life and then decide, I am going to be intentional about money. I'm going to be intentional about making a fortune. I'm not just going to go through life as if I'm in coma. I'm going to be intentional. It is from that very day that they start a new leaf. And once someone has that desire, you cannot stop them. Nothing under the sun can stop them. So once your desire is in check, I'm going to show you what we are doing at the above average that can help you provide a vehicle for you to fuel this desire. So the richest man in Babylon gave what they call the 7 cures to a lean pulse. But for the context of what we are doing, I'm going to be speaking to only 4. The 7 cures to a lean pulse. I remember vividly, I worked for so long, then I had a time that I went really down, and I sat down and said to myself, man, you cannot continue like this. I remember meeting one of my mentors, and he said something that I'll never forget. Sam, show me your plan for the next 5 years. I said, he said, see, the fact that you don't have a plan, which means that, are you intending to die? I said, why would I intend to die? He said, well, if you don't have a plan for 5 years, you are simply telling me that you don't plan to be alive in 5 years. Whoever sold you on that plan, I suggest that you change the plan and start building plans. So that is what we are talking about. The richest man in Babylon talks about the 7 cures to a lean pulse. It does not matter where you start, really, believe me, it doesn't. What matters is where you're going. And the fine gentleman there on the richest man in Babylon that became the richest man, at some point he was sold into slavery. So he has seen it all. You cannot have a worse situation than being sold into slavery. It cannot be worse than that, especially if you're in this modern era. Like you're literally a human, another person's property. You have no liberty. He earned his way out of it. And of course, one of the best secrets in life are always written in books for the open. And unfortunately, they say, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in writing. One of those phrases that makes me try to read as much as I can. So the richest man in Babylon has talked about 7 cures to a lean pulse. For the context of what we're doing, I'll be sticking to 4 of those cures. The first one there says, start thy pulse to fattening, which is what? Begin to generate income. Begin to generate income. I was talking to a 27-year-old young man, and I said, how much have you generated this year? He said he has not made money. I said, how much did you generate last year? How much did you generate in the last 7 years? So for 7 years of your life, you've just been, how do you survive? You're living off people. So what is strategy? Well, that means you're not the kind of person I want to deal with. It's that simple. The question is, start thy pulse to fattening. You need to first start to generate money. The second principle there is increase your ability to earn. Yes, you can make money from maybe you have a job, maybe you have whatever you're doing. That's the way to start thy pulse to fattening. Then you need to increase your ability to earn. That's the things I'll be talking about today. And then, of course, control your expenditure. Listen, if no matter how much you earn, if you have a way of flowing the money out, you never form any, you can never build wealth. You can never build wealth. And then, of course, make thy gold multiply. These are the 4 core principles I'm going to be talking about as we move around on this session today. So above average group, we have come together as a company to make sure that we help people start their pulse to fattening, increase their ability to earn, and of course, control their expenditure, and most importantly, multiply their earnings. I'm going to show you how above average has helped a lot of people do that. And also, most importantly, especially if you're new here, or if you have been here for a while, but you've not really gotten it, you have not really get it started, you can also do the same for yourself. So the first one there is, by starting thy pulse to fattening, is to own a business, and in above average, one of the core ways to do that is to own your agency. Now you heard me right, own your agency using what? The shared economy business model. What's the typical shared economy business model? I'll give you one example. Many of us don't know Airbnb, so let me stick with Uber. Uber does not have any vehicle. What does it do? It allows you, it has a system that allows you plug your own vehicle, and then they bring customers to you, and the customers pay and they take a commission. So that way they bring the customers, you have the vehicle. That way they can have millions of vehicles around the world without managing those vehicles, without maintaining those vehicles, without buying fuel for those vehicles. They don't do it. What they do for the vehicles is to bring clients to the vehicle. So you see, there is a shared economy model where they now share the returns. So the taxi man goes home with maybe 70 or 80%. I don't know what the percentages are, but the company keeps a certain fraction to continue running. That is one of the reasons why Uber was able to explode and take over the entire world in a very short period of time. Look at Airbnb. I don't know if many of us know about Airbnb. Airbnb disrupted the hotel business. Hotel is a high-cost infrastructure business. If you have to multiply hotel locations, you need to literally build those hotels, managing them, service them, put furniture and fitting and all of that. But Airbnb literally turned everybody's house to a hotel. You could travel to any country, and I can just put my house on Airbnb. Someone travels in and he lives in my house, and that's it. So hotels happened everywhere. Guess what? Airbnb takes a commission. The house owner also takes a commission. So that is what we call the shared economy model. And that is what Above Average has been able to provide by allowing individuals, elite guys, also become realtors by owning their own agency. So I'll proceed with this. As an elite realtor, you need to understand this. You're not an agent, you are an elite realtor. So this is how you are supposed to introduce yourself. I am Mustafa. I am a banker. I also own a real estate agency. I am Onyinye. I am a lecturer, and I also own a real estate agency. I am Tatu. I run multiple businesses, and I also own a real estate agency. I'm Becky. I'm a fashion designer, and I also own a real estate agency. The question is, really, I own a real estate agency? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You own a real estate agency. Let me show you. And let me show you how many people have been doing it. This is Gary Akos, one of our finest leaders in the city of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And of course, he started with the Above Average ecosystem as a student with a goal to becoming the richest graduating student. I like that goal because I remember when I was in school, my own objective was to buy a Mercedes-Benz before I graduate. Of course, whatever you put your energy to, you always achieve. He achieved it. I also bought my Mercedes-Benz, I think in my third year. So that is it, whatever you put your energy to. And now Gary Akos is a happily married man with a beautiful wife and just recently had a kid, drives his car. Now he lives above average. Why? Because he has been able to leverage on the above average ecosystem and create his own system as well. Now, the solutions we provide for people like Gary Akos and several other people around in the above average ecosystem is one, shelter. The second one, investment. The third one, which is the most important, is a system. Under the shelter, you can do what? Buy, build, and earn. That is still developing. It's one of the products we are still developing. Of course, many products will be listed on that. You can just buy a property. You can buy it and buy a land and build the property. And then you can actually earn from it. There's an innovation that is coming towards that, and you would absolutely love it. On the investment angle is what we call land banking. I'm going to dwell on this because it also covers one of the core principles of the richest man in Babylon. Land banking is one of the things we do. And then, of course, there's something that we've recently introduced, which is called the mini estate pool. I'm going to elaborate on that too. and of course, spread payment. This spread payment is a payment plan that allows people to put in a bit of money aside and over a period of time pay in small bits, and before you know it, you now own a property. This has helped a lot of people achieve something that they ordinarily wouldn't have thought that it's possible. It's actually an innovation, and it's amazing. So I'll take them one by one as I proceed. So land banking is simply showing people how to buy. Like I simply said, we don't sell Lekki, we sell the new Lekki. Everybody knows how Lekki was before it became what it is. So you don't go and buy Lekki now. You buy Lekki before it becomes Lekki. So that is what land banking is all about. We show people investment land, the next frontier, the next location that is going to be big. You buy a few properties there, and over the time, over a couple of years, those properties drastically appreciate. You can sell them off, or you can use them to build. But understand this, it is an investment. So instead of putting money aside in a bank that does not yield you any revenue, which is part of what I'm going to be talking about as a principle, you put money into assets that yield interest, assets that appreciate over time. There is nobody here that will not tell me that 20 years ago, if he bought a land, that land would have not appreciated. There's nobody that can argue that. So the question is, the best time to have done it is 20 years ago. The second best time to do it is today. Guess what? Do it in the name of your kids, not just in your name. When they turn 30, imagine how the land would have appreciated. You paid pennies for it, you paid small amounts for it, but by the time a child is 30, development would have exploded in that location, and boom. I remember my father had bought properties in Abuja, several of them, when Abuja was literally nothing. So that is what I'm talking about. It's called foresight. You buy into the future, putting some money aside, especially when you're using the spread payment, you can do that. The mini estate pool is an innovation, which I'm going to expand on as we proceed. And then of course, our robust software and our magnetic realtors tool helps you with the system parts. So let me take them, let me proceed a little bit faster. So the question is, by owning your agency, how do you make money? How do you make money? Every business is designed to make money, long and short. There are many people that come up with money is not important. Listen, if you don't have cash flow, you're going to shut down. If you're trying to save the world, fine. But while you're trying to save the world, have cash flow. If not, you're going to shut down. You're not going to achieve that saving the world. You need cash. Every business needs revenue. And so there are three basic ways that revenues come in for everybody that chooses to own an agency with the above average ecosystem. The number one here is the referral bonus. We have a system that allows you to be able to build your agency, build the population of your agency, build the number of people working with you, people that become your partners, and as a result of that, you are earning commissions for that. The second one is what we call direct commissions, where you earn up to 10% commissions on deals you broker directly. So what do I mean? You broker a deal, which is like you sell a land, you take about 10% commission on that. You broker a deal, you get somebody to become part of the mini estate pool, you get about 10% commission on that. That is brokerage. That's brokerage. You broker a deal between two parties and you take a commission on that. That is also one of the ways you make money. And then the other way you make money is from team sales. So when you have a couple of partners, which is what I'm going to be sharing about, when you have a couple of partners and each of them are doing exactly what you are doing, guess what? They get paid, you also get paid. It's such an exciting revenue model. Three ways you can generate revenue, which is really massive. So now let's look at a case study. I always like to look at case studies. A case study of a fine gentleman that says, I've had it. I want to own my own agency. I'm an engineer, but I also want to own my own agency. I'm a medical doctor, but I want to own my own agency. I am a lecturer, but I also want to own my own agency. Amazing. So now there's something we do in above average, which we call the 10 by 10 rule, which is simply, if you start a system and say, I want to own my own agency, nobody works alone. One of the simplest ways to remain poor is to be a solopreneur. A solopreneur, you are the boss, you are the cleaner, you are the everything, you are the alpha and you are the omega. That's one of the reasons why Africa is where it is today. Africans don't know how to work with people. They always want to do everything by themselves. Nobody, regardless of your ability or your skill or your talent, no tree can make a forest. Nobody. So the question is, and in fact, I dare say even Jesus Christ needed disciples. How much more you? So this is how it works. You start your own agency. For it to be called an agency, that means you have people you're working with. But because of the shared economy model, these people are not working for you. They are working with you. Just like an Uber driver is not working for Uber. He can shut down his car anytime. He can close. He can choose to drive anytime he wishes. They have that independence, but yet they are working collaboratively at their own time. So by the time you have about 10 partners that are working with you, now you have what I call a 10-man agency. And if any of these partners sell a property, you or sell any of our deals like a property or get someone to become part of the mini estate pool, they take a 10% commission, you also take something. It is simply amazing. So what if this goes to another layer? Those your 10 guys also do the same thing. Now, remember, it's not the first 10 people you talk to. It's not the first 10 people that say, I want to partner with you. Many people are mediocres. It's a standard rule. You're not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. But I'm talking about 10 people that have decided this is it for me. I want to, from this moment on, take responsibility of my life. I also want to own my own agency. 10 of them decide to work with you. Now you have a 10-man agency. And all that happens is they also do the same thing. So 10 times 10 gives you what? 110-man agency. By the time the 100 are in place and they do the same thing, this takes a couple of while. It does not happen overnight. Now you're talking about 1,000-man agency. And by the time the 1,000 do the same thing, you're sitting at a 10,000-something man agency. Now, there is a proposition I'd like to make for you. Between only you as an individual trying to, let's say, close a deal, like probably sell a property, sell a land, or get people to become part of the pool, between you and 10,000 people, who will deliver the most? If you're with me on this class, I'd like to see your answer. Between you and 10,000 people, who would deliver the most results? Who is most likely to sell any property that is listed? Between one individual and 10,000 people. I want to see that people are following. So I want to see your answers. Oh, someone says, Emanuela says 10,000 people. Okay, Bethel says 10,000 people. So I'm sure that people are following. 10,000 people would do, in fact, let me give you a typical example. The Bible actually recommends that when 2 or 3 agree to a common purpose, nothing is impossible. That's number one. Number two, listen to this. 1 can face 1,000. Only 2 can do tens of thousands, not 10,000, tens of thousands. Just extra 1 person. So this is what I tell people. If you're working alone, you are deliberately dumping tens of thousands to just focus on your small energy. Nobody makes a fortune as an island. Not even Jesus Christ did his mission alone. So always realize that. And then I'm going to show you more reasons why this is important. Because the benefit of having this large number of people is whenever a deal drops, all these people, you are not the one that brought them into the agency. Remember, none of them is working for you. They are like Uber drivers that have their own cars. They are connected, but they're not working for you. But because of our robust software that tracks all of them that came through you, through the initial people you brought in, through the other partners that brought them in, it allows you to earn a fraction from whatever activity they do. Remember, nobody's taking their own money to give you. They earn their own money, but you also earn a fraction of what they earn. That is phenomenal. Listen, the day you understand this principle, you walk through a brick wall. You look at a brick wall like this and walk through it to get it done. So this is one of the persons I admire alone, her energy, her consistency, her commitment. There are very few people that are this committed and consistent. Those are 2 words that are lacking, especially with the youthful population. They're not committed and they're not consistent. So they are flaky with jumping around every new shiny thing. She has been outstanding. To think that she lives in the United States of America, but she sells property, she sells lands in Abuja that she has not seen. That is what we mean by a system. That is what I mean by owning a system. She has also done a great job alongside her husband, that they work as a team and they are creating other partners. What an outstanding result. With the aid of technology. You don't need to be physically present. That is what I call an elite realtor. She's in the United States doing her thing there, but she's using her system to be able to also run her own real estate agency. Isn't that amazing? It is simply outstanding if you understand what I'm talking about. So I'll jump straight into the second principle. The second principle is what? Increase your ability to earn. Remember, the first principle is to start thy purse to fattening by doing what? Owning your own agency. I've shown you ways you can make money, which is of course from the referral program, which is of course from direct commissions on the deals that are listed, the lands, the properties. I'm still going to show you most of them. And of course, several other ways that we make money in the above average. But this is one thing. Yes, you can start, but you need to also increase your ability to earn money. And that is where a system comes into place. It is not about, listen to this, guys. Like I said to those that joined very early, this is one of those classes you need to read, listen to it again, and probably use a note to write. It is not about cooking the best meal. That's not what a restaurant business is about. It's not about cooking the best meal. It is about having a system that delivers meals. It does not have to be the best. Delivers meals to millions of people. So it's not, oh, I'm a great cook. No. That's not what we're talking about. That's not how you build a restaurant business. Like me, I don't really know how to cook, but I can run a restaurant business. It has nothing to do with my ability to cook. Cooking is for chefs. Being a chef has nothing to do with running a restaurant business. But unfortunately, most people don't know that. So how do you run a restaurant business when you are not a chef? It takes a different set of principles to run a business. And increase your ability to earn is what I'm going to be talking about, systems. At the above average, we have a system in place that allows you to function as an elite realtor from any location. Number one, you enroll to start your own real estate agency. Remember, just picture the guy that enrolls his Uber car to start his Uber business. Remember, you can even enroll the car on somebody's behalf. You are not the one driving it. You just have this car that probably you don't use it, so you give someone and it generates you revenue. So in above average, you enroll your agency, you register your agency with above average ecosystem. You become part of the above average ecosystem to own your own agency. Guess what? Our system also allows you to enroll other partners. The simple rule of business is never, ever, 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 ever work alone. Never. So you have partners, you bring them on board. They are not working for you. They are independent, just like other Uber guys. But guess what? The system links them to you. That is what a robust system does. And this allows you to build and expand your business by sponsoring or recruiting other partners. So you know a few guys that are out there, they are hungry, they are passionate, but they really have not found a way to make money. You can bring them in. If they cannot afford it, you can register them. You can register their agency to have them get started. That's one way. Or you can bring in guys and let them make their payment to register their agency and get started and leverage the above average ecosystem. The next thing is what? Our trainings and our support. There's something we call Magnetic Realtors tool. This is already on the back end for every partner of the above average ecosystem. If you're a partner and you own your agency, all you need to do is log in. You will see the Magnetic Realtors tool. You take this course, guess what it does for you? Like the Uber, that instead of you driving taxi around the road and looking for passengers that will be flagging you down, no. You literally are in your car, a partner books you. That is why even people that are working in corporate entities can now be Uber drivers. They don't need to hustle for passengers. passengers come to them using what? The Uber algorithm and the software. So above average magnetic realtors tool actually helps you with that kind of thing. Instead of you going out there hustling and jumping and looking for people that will buy land, do this, do that, you can also use that as part of the plan, part of what you're using. The magnetic realtors tool, you can take somebody that does not even, is not that smart, they go through that course, it's a copy and paste, is a how to do. You simply do what you have been told. And of course, people begin to come to you to inquire, how can I get this land? How can I get this? How can I become part of this? That is the beauty of what we do. Remember, just like the Uber guy that no longer goes to look for passengers, rather the passengers come to look for him. That is exactly what the magnetic realtors tool will do for you. And of course, with our support team in the office, you can direct these clients. You don't need to be here. That is how the lady I talked about is in the US, can direct clients to Abuja. Our support team would move the clients, let them see the lands, let them inspect, let them do whatever they want to do. And once they make a payment, her agency, which is her business that she has set up, will earn the commission, all of the money. You earn all of the commission. I think that if you are an above average elite realtor, I think it's a good place to say value, value, value. It's a good place to say value, value, value. So that trainings and support actually helps you do that. And then another thing our system does for you, what? Our robust software tracks and enrolls all the sales after you and rewards commission automatically. So one of those things that happens in real estate is maybe you took your guy to a property and then he checks the property, he turns by your back and go and bring somebody that buys the property, they cut you out of the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, that is another solution that has been profiled by the above average ecosystem. You don't need to monitor your guys. No, a software has done that. You don't need to monitor anybody. A software has done that. So once they sell a property, they don't need to tell you. The system automatically captures the deal. So long as they make a payment to above average, the system captures the deal and automatically credits you your own share of the commission. That's another value, value, value. That is why you are able to expand, just like Uber is expanding. You can have partners in everywhere in the world. Trying to sell properties, you don't have the headache of calling them, have you sold? You did not sell? Oh, this one is lying, that one is lying. No, like I always say, you don't need to trust me. Let's set a system in place that we can trust ourselves. That is what technology does. It allows you, you don't need to be investigating your guys if they are telling you the truth. No, the system captures it. Automatically, you get credited. That's another key value there. Value, value, value. And all of this is handed to you once you register yourself and say, I want to start owning, I want to own my own agency and begin my real estate journey with the above average ecosystem. Just the way Uber brings clients to people, just the way Uber automatically debit the client and pay the driver, just the way Uber remits commissions every week to the driver. That is exactly the system we have put in place to make sure all of this is captured. And guess what? All you need to do is plug in. Just plug in. That is all. You just plug in. Amazing, guys. Amazing. So the referral bonus. So there are different ways you get to earn. This is how you increase your ability to earn. First of all, never, ever, ever, ever walk alone. I've mentioned that like 6 times now. So let that sink in your head, especially if you're a Black man. Let that sink in your head. You see that trust issues that you have, deal with it. Nobody makes a fortune as an individual. Nobody. Deal with those trust issues. You must learn to work with people. In fact, when I was in business school, there's a principle that goes, business is simply what? 3 Ps: product, process, people. There is no business. Tell me one business that is without people. There is none. Even Facebook that you don't see the people, there are people behind it. So first thing is you need to populate your agency. And our system is designed in a way that when people pay that registration fee to become part of the to start their own agency, so long as they came through you, you get a 35% commission on that. Amazing, a 35% commission on that. Our system also allows you to earn what we call upgrade bonus, which is when people become part of other services that we do, like the cryptocurrency services, and they say, I want to join the crypto clubs, they upgrade to those clubs, you earn. If you're the person that directly brought this guy in, you earn 15%. If you're not the person, if the person you brought in brings in another person, you earn 4%. And it goes like that, 3%, 2%, and all the way down. Guess what? This is also applicable to when deals are sold. If the guy you personally bring it, now you have built your agency, you have your 10 guys. Those 10 guys, any of them sells a property, let's say Mark City in Abuja, for instance, that sells for 4 million naira. They sell that property, they are taking this, they are taking a 10% commission, which is 400,000. You that owns the original agency, the system recognizes you as the one that brought them in as a partner. The system has paid them 400,000. The system will pay you 10% of that, which is what? 40,000. So imagine 10 of them sold. So you're going to be earning 40,000 times 10. Guess what? They also got their money. Never forget that. They did not take their own and give to you. Beyond that, we also have what we call the binary bonus. This is a way where our system arranges and organizes people in pairs of two. I think that I love the binary because if you look at the Bible, even Jesus Christ arranged people in twos and say, go in and spread the word in twos, in pairs. Samson also tied the 3,000 folks and arranged them in pairs. I don't know, there's something about a pair. If you look at the American police system, they always have a pair. You see, the cops are always in pairs. So it's amazing. I don't know, maybe there's a secret behind pairs, but I think it's lighter, it's faster, because once it becomes 3, it becomes a crowd. So our system also rewards people in that way. Every time there is a pair created in the system, you earn a 5,000. That is after you. Anybody that comes in after you, through you, or not directly through you, once there is a pair established, you earn 5,000 naira. Amazing, just like that. Yes, just like that. And we also have what we call leadership bonus. Our leadership bonus, once you perform, you are able to build a large agency, and then you begin to build your capacity and have this large agency that is doing amazingly well. You can become a senior manager, and at that point, you're earning which is 300 pairs. By the time you have established 300 pairs, you're going to be earning about 500,000 leadership bonus, just a gift. And of course, by the time you hit executive vice president, which is 3,000 pairs, you're going to automatically be credited 5 million into your bank account, into your back end, which you can withdraw to your bank account. And then if you're an executive vice chairman, which takes about 30,000 points, you're going to be earning 30 million naira, straight up, straight up. So some guys are doing amazingly well. I saw Bethel is live on the call today. So we have Kelechi Bitrus all the way from Maccabee, who is already at the platinum level, which is amazing. I celebrate you, Mr. Bitrus. Of course, we have our very Andrew Emmanuel, the man with the golden voice. I like his voice a lot. Andrew Emmanuel at the platinum level. And of course, we have Bethel. Bethel is also doing amazing. She knows that I'm proud of her, so she already knows that. So she's also doing an amazing job, all in the city of Port Harcourt. She's also moved up in rank. So what does this tell you? This shows you that it is possible. People are doing it. The question now is, it can be possible for you. Believe me, if you only have the desire, it can be possible for you. That's all it takes, desire. Many of them will tell you when we started, they didn't even know what they are doing. They didn't even know what we have been doing, but they just knew one thing. Whatever it is we do, we will make money from this thing. That's what we call desire. And then, of course, somebody says to me, Mr. Sam, I want to own my own agency right now. Guess what, guys? all you need to do to register your agency is to pay 70,000 naira. That's it. 70K. That's it. In fact, it's even embarrassing to mention, but that's the truth. 70,000, you are in. You've started your own business. You've begun your real estate agency by own. Please, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me one business you can start with 70,000? One, any business anywhere, any type of business that you can start with 70,000 and yet you can earn at least 500,000 naira every week or every month. One business. 70,000 naira cannot even get you a kiosk. But because of technology, because of the shared economy business model, you can literally start a real estate agency with just 70,000 naira. Everything provided for you. The system that helps you magnet realtors provided for you. The system, a support system that takes this your prospective clients to see the properties provided for you. The products, which are the lands, the deals, and all of that provided for you. All you need to do is apply yourself. That's all. Apply yourself. And the first step is to do what? Get your business registered. Notice I did not say get yourself registered. No, get your business registered. You understand that you're starting a business. So you get your business registered, 70,000 naira. You get your business registered. What is that business? You own your own real estate agency with 70,000 naira. So now we move to the principle number 3, control your expenditure. Listen, one of the things I learned from the richest man in Babylon is this: a portion of all you make is yours to keep. Never forget this. A portion of all you make is yours to keep. But when you're a Nigerian or an African or mostly Black people, it's something known as black tax. There's always this cousin, brothers, sisters, aunties, this thing that something always happens and then they'll come for you. I always say this: when you make money, put a portion aside and declare to this portion, no weapon fashioned design against this portion of my money will prosper, including debt. If somebody dies, that money, they cannot touch it. But because we are humans and we are creatures of emotions, what is the best way to put this money aside and make sure it stays aside? It's not your bank account, auntie. No, if you put it in your bank account, there's a 10. Listen, I remember when I was in Abuja, I was trying to save money all the way far away in Calabar, which is far, far south. And I choose a microfinance bank, not now that technology is aiding everything. I literally could not withdraw that money except in December. But guess what? There was a time that he hooked, like we say in Nigeria, Agbara hooked. I moved to Calabar, went to the bank and said, Oga, oh yeah, my money. They say there is a penalty. I say, no problem. I'll sustain the penalty. Give me my money. But there is a better way, and there's a better thing I would have done with that money that no weapon fashioned or designed would have prospered. How do I know that no weapon fashioned design would have prospered? If you did not have that money, you will not die. That is established. But because you have it, you tilt to it. So the best way is to make sure that portion that you keep for yourself is locked away permanently. And how do you do that with the above average? We call it land banking. Land banking. So with our land banking spread payment, you can simply deposit a small amount of money, even 100,000. You deposit 100,000, a small amount of money like that on the side, and then you start contributing every month. Remember, it doesn't have to be every month. You can just be sending money to the account and make sure you put your tellers together. Remember, a portion of all you earn is yours to keep. I did not say yours to keep so that you use and buy clothes. If you're buying clothes, it's not yours. You bought clothes, you paid the merchandiser that sold you the cloth. Yours to keep is that this one, I am not spending it on anything. It's there as a backbone for my financial fortress so that I can sleep well. I can be conscious of the fact that I have all my labors on this earth. I have something to show for it. land banking offers you that solution. So this land banking is products next, what we call the next frontiers, the next cities. So we go into locations that will become the next big thing, and then you buy lands in those locations. They are not something that you can probably develop in the next 1 year, 2 years. No, it is called land banking. Remember, a portion of all you make is yours to keep. It is a financial principle that you must abide to if you want to gather wealth. So what that means is I earn 100,000, 10,000, no weapon, fashion, or form. Even my wife cannot touch this 10,000. Until you understand that, let me tell you one thing you'll find out. The day you start doing that thing, you suddenly realize that the same way 100,000 was not enough, 90,000 will not be enough. And I can guarantee you, if you're earning 100,000, then you start earning 200,000, it will still not be enough. No amount of money is enough. The only thing that is enough is a principle. So you set the principle in motion. Make sure you start your land banking, and this goes along to all our IBOs, all our elite realtors that are already in the system. Make sure a portion of all you earn is yours to keep. And the way to keep it is to put it into land banking. No in-law will come and take the land. There's something we say, if it's not there, it's not there. If the money is not there, it's not there. But if it's there, you will touch it. So make sure you are not part of the system, and yet you are not participating in the system. So what you do, even if it's 100,000, you set it aside and you start accumulating lands. Accumulate lands like a sport. Just the way boys buy toys, just the way ladies buy phones. That's how you should be accumulating lands. So you're a sophisticated lady, your bragging right is not iPhone 13. Your bragging right is your land portfolio. So I've just accumulated 300 hectares in different locations. Now that's a bragging right. That even sounds sexy to me. It's already sexy. Just imagine that. That's your bragging right. Guess what? iPhone 12 will be iPhone 13 Pro Max will be already outdated by next month. Another one will be released. Do you understand the game? But guess what? Your land would not get outdated. Rather, it will appreciate. It's called wealth habits. So we had Green Hill phase 1, sold out, phase 2, sold out. But guess what? You did not come late. There is a new one, Green Hill phase 3 is available. There is Whitehaven in Port Harcourt. Green Hill phase 3, there is 300 square meter for 600,000. There is 450 square meter for 1 million. And guess what? You don't have to pay cash down. Like I said, a portion, not all the money you earn, a portion is yours to keep. Where do you keep it? In land. And of course, you have Whitehaven in Port Harcourt, 450 square meter, 800,000. I love that particular location. That's the new Port Harcourt. So you start now. You start now. Even if you don't like yourself that much, even if maybe you have lands for yourself, how about you buy it for your grandchildren? How about you buy it for your children? Now, like you don't even have a child yet, but you buy a land for your grandchild. You don't have a child yet, but you're buying land for your grandchild. How do I know it's possible? In the Bible, it's referenced. Abraham paid tithe for his great-grandchild that was in his loins. Abraham's tithe counted for them. So how about you? You put some things aside for your grandchildren, even when you have not even gotten married. What a smooth plan. What a smooth plan. Of course, we have Mark City, which is 4 million naira in the city of Abuja, Goza to be precise. This is one lady I am particularly proud of her, and I make no mistake in always telling her, listen, you can become anything you choose to. Believe me, you can start from anywhere and get to any level if only you have that burning desire. There's a reason you don't sleep well at night. There's a reason you are here. You're not in a joint. There's something within you that is looking for more. That's why you're connected to this conversation. For most people that are not searching, this is a boring conversation to them, but you're here. There is something that you are looking for. I believe that today you have found it. The question now is, will you take action? She took action. She has an amazing testimonial. Unfortunately, I cannot read it. It's a bit lengthy. But in the nutshell, she was able to renovate her mother's house. What a joy. What a joy. Renovate her mother's house. What a joy. And do several other things. She takes care of herself. You know, one of the things I tell young ladies is when you start earning your own money, there are some things I can't say online, but when you start earning your own money, even your self-esteem is boosted. So congratulations, Bethel, on the fine job you're doing. And guess what? The fourth principle is what? Make thy goal multiply. Listen, no idle money, guys. No idle money. That's one of the worst ways. Money just thinks you're not smart. And money is like a beautiful woman. They are attracted to power. They are attracted to vigor. They are attracted to energy. They don't like dollars. Money does not like dollars. They don't like slow people. Money likes somebody that puts them to use. The more you put them to use, the more it comes to you. You say, this guy is a master of money. Money comes to a master of money. How do I know that? Who has the most money in Africa? Dangote is the man that uses money the most. So the more you use money, the more money is attracted to you. I like the sound of that. So our crypto service allows members multiply their money. So we have these crypto services, we have exclusive crypto clubs, and our crypto services are limited. What we do now is we have what we call the crypto weekends where we talk about crypto. So you can connect to that and learn how people are making money from the crypto clubs. We have what we call the 12 weeks challenge where people are literally targeting to make 20% ROI on their capital every week from our crypto signals that happens in the VIP club. We have several other things in what we call the Wheels Club, but that's not for today. Today is about owning your agency. But part of the package, once you become part of the above average, it allows you access to our basic crypto clubs. So the crypto clubs are Basic Club, VIP Club, and Wheels Club. We talk about cryptos every Saturday and every Sunday. Make sure you connect to them. And then again, just as a reminder, what does it take for you to become part of all of that I've said? 70K. If you're outside Nigeria, that's 140 USDT. Ordinary 70K. There is no business in Nigeria, at least, that is viable that you can start with 70,000. But I am saying to you today, you can own your own real estate agency, a smart real estate agency with 70,000 Naira. Guess what? For those of you that say, no, I'm more than that, I want to start better. You can begin this journey by sponsoring other people. So you can say, I have these two young men I want to work with, you sponsor them. So now you already have two people you're working with in your agency. Once they do anything, they get paid, you also get a fraction of that. So it's a smart investment. You sponsor a few people. Like a few guys I'm trying to talk to, I'm telling them, come on guys, let's set up your agency with 770,000, which generally covers 10 people. We'll train them, you show them our elite realtors tool. They would use this training and begin to become elite realtors. Once they sell a property, they have been empowered. They have been empowered. They make their money. They can transform lives. They can lead to thousands of people. But guess what? For every one of those activities, you also get a reward. Because guess what? A laborer is the first partaker of the harvest. So you are a partaker of the harvest. So long as you empower them smartly. Gone are the days where you dash people money, you give them arms. If you give them arms, they will come back to you. Why don't you set up a system for them that they literally can milk money from? So if you're that kind of guy and you can do 10 guys, why not? You start up with 770,000. Guess what? You still earn commissions from that. If you cannot do 10 guys, you can do 5, fine. You can do 3, fine. You can do 2, fine. And if you can start alone, absolutely amazing. So This is one of the things that we are doing in this current time. It's promo season, it's promo time. We have a promo for Green Hill Phase 3. So this promo, it's called the Sell and Win Green Hill Phase 3 promo. First thing there is that you sell 7 plots, you can win an iPhone 11. 7 plots, you win an iPhone 11. Just 7 plots. Literally, one person can buy 7 plots. Like I told you before, when you want to sell a property like these investment properties, tell somebody to buy a street. What are they buying 1 plot for? 1 plot is 600K now. And somebody can buy a street now, 10 plots, 6 million. That's it now. They own an entire street. Amazing. And then you've qualified for iPhone 11. What a smart move. If you do 15 plots, you go home with what? iPhone 13. Amazing. But guess what? If you do 50 plots, you put 5 guys together and you sell 10 plots to them, you've won yourself a car. 5 guys together, you sell 10 plots to them, you've won yourself a car. Remember, the promo even says that once they make their down payment, you've qualified. It's not that they have to make their full payment. Once they make down payment, you've qualified. Are you hungry? I've just fed you. Once they make their down payment, you've qualified for a car. 50 plots, down payment on 50 plots, you've qualified for a car. Remember, the offer is valid from August the 22nd to October the 22nd. Listen, you should earn this car. There's no reason why you should not earn this car. 50 plots, put 5 guys together and sell them 10 plots, you've qualified for a car. Or you put 10 guys and sell them 5 plots, you've qualified for a car. The only reason you will not get the car is if you don't want it. That's the only reason. That's all I can say. And of course, another one of the exciting products that has been released is the mini estate pool bonus. There's one amazing gentleman is on the call, one of our directors. Immediately he saw this, the guy swung into action. So the pool, we have this pool that is trying to raise 40 million naira to buy a mini estate. And of course, through that, our system allows us to now sell those estates in smaller pieces, and anybody that contributes to that pool also gets to earn from the sales of the estate. It's a very smart product. Guess what, guys? If you are the one that brings somebody to come and contribute to that pool, let's say the minimum is 2 million naira, you bring someone that puts in, I told the guy, bros, I know you're looking for money. If you bring someone that puts in 10 million into this thing, you've made 1 million naira, just like that. Someone puts in, this guy wants, you know what this guy is? He's actually a developer in the real estate sector. So he's joining us in the development side of the real estate, which is he's joining us in the acquisition of the land, the settling of the land, the positioning of the land, and all the documentations, getting everything ready so that we can now sell the land. That is what we call development in real estate. So he becomes a developer with us, and as a developer, he earns up to 70% of whatever the sales will be. But you that brought him, you take 10% of whatever amount he is putting down on the pool. If he puts in 2 million, you're going home with 200,000. If you're fired up, let me see you say value, 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 value. Thank you so much. It's been one hell of a ride. It's been an amazing time. As you can see, I can literally, I don't know how to contain my passion. That's one of my, what I call it, energies. I don't know how to contain my passion. This is, like I would always say, a no-brainer. So I'd like to take questions. If there are any, you have a question, it is a